Hello everyone, today I'm here to share with you my June TBR. I cannot believe June is already here. May was a great reading month. I'm hoping to repeat that in June. Hopefully it'll go well. I have definitely picked out a lot of books. I've picked 9 books to read in June, and that is kind of overly ambitious if I'm honest with you. I'm hoping to read even more. We will have to see. Without further ado, let me show you what 9 books I plan to read this month. The first 2 are arcs that are coming out in June that I want to read a little bit before the publication date, but kind of close to it so I can review it. The first one I plan to read comes out on the 6th, and that is Once and For All by Sarah Dessen. I've had this on my shelf for about 2 to 3 months now, and I have been wanting to read it since the day I got it, but I knew I couldn't read it then, because if I would read it, I would want to review it and talk about it, and I didn't feel like that was fair, because if I was like, I love this book, you should read it, and it's not out yet, it would just be so unfair. So now is the time that I can read it, and I am just so excited. If you didn't know, I'm a huge Sarah Dessen fan. I have read every single one of her books. I love her books to pieces. This one I'm very, very excited for because it involves wedding planning. A girl named Luana. I'm not sure how you say her name. Her name is spelled L-O-U-N-A. So I don't know how you pronounce that name. Let me know. It helps out her mom with weddings a lot. Her mom is a wedding planner, so she has seen every single wedding under the sun, and she's very skeptical with love. And then she starts dating this boy named Ambrose, and he's very much known to be like kind of a player, and she, you know, knows that she just wants to date him. She didn't really want anything from it. She just wants to date him. However, Ambrose is kind of done with being a player. He knows that when he finds the one, that's going to be it for him, and he thinks that Luana is that one. So we have we have a little bit back and forth between him wanting definitely to be in a great relationship and beyond that with her, and she's just like, you know, I'm not into it. Either way, I'm excited to read this book because I love Sarah Dessen. You can definitely expect its own video review because I plan to read this very, very soon. Like, it's going to be read first thing in June. I'm excited for it. And the other arc I have also comes out in June, and that is Words in Deep Blue by Cass Crowley. Look at this cover. It's full of just books. I love the colors of it. This is all about a girl named Rachel who had this crush on this guy named Henry Jones years ago. And then the day before she moved away, she tucked a love letter into his favorite book in his parents' bookstore because they own a bookstore. And she waited and waited, but Henry never came, never called her, never had any contact with her. So she's like, I guess nothing's ever gonna stem from this. And now Rachel has moved back to the city. She actually starts working at Henry's parents' bookshop alongside Henry. It's all about them. I think, you know, Rachel's having a tough time as well because her brother drowned a few months ago for coming back, and Henry's having a tough time as well. So it's all about them probably falling in love in a bookstore, which is the dream. So I'm very, very excited for this book. I believe this is written by an Australian author, which is great because it's very, very short, so I know I can fly through it. And yeah, contemporary. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of these books this month I'm planning to read are contemporary books. The next 2 books I want to mention are the only ones I don't have to show you physically because they are not out yet. The first one of that being This Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. This is the second book in this Savage, or I don't know what the series is called actually. Let's just call it the Savage Song duology, so this is the second and last book. I read this Savage Song last year. I did really enjoy it. I have found that I actually like her books more when she writes under V.E. Schwab, her adult books, more than she writes under Victoria Schwab. So I did really enjoy the Savage Song, and I do really want to read This Dark Duet. Is it called This Dark Duet? This Dark Duet, or is it just Dark Duet? I'm not sure. I'm expecting to like it. I liked the Savage Song. Like I said, I didn't love it, but it's a duology, so it's only 2 books. I really want to see the series through. So I lied. That is actually the only book that I don't have physically to show you because the other one I was planning to read actually I don't think comes out in June. If it does, I plan to read it. If it doesn't, whatever, and that was The Lion Game by Ruth Ware. I think that really comes out in July. I'm not sure. If you know the date of that, let me know, but I'm like feeling 80% positive that's not going to come out in June, but rather July. So yeah, only that one book. Now let's get on to the other books I have physically to show you. Now, since I said that I was going to read The Lion Game by Ruth Ware, I wanted to read a thriller, so I just decided to pull from my shelf another thriller that I want to read, and that is The Good Girl by Mary Kubico. Mary Kubico has written a lot of mystery thrillers. I've heard about her on Books on Lava's channel. I've heard really, really good things about The Good Girl. This is about a girl named Mia who goes into a bar to meet her on and off again boyfriend, only he doesn't show up, so she goes like kind of home with a stranger, and instead of this stranger is actually not really a stranger, stranger at all. He used to deliver Mia to like his employers, but instead he takes her to his cabin to keep her safe. So it's all about him like kind of kidnapping her but keeping her safe at the same time, as well as Mia's mom and the detectives trying to find Mia. So I've heard really good things about it. I really want to read more thrillers because I do enjoy them. I'm still completely a novice at them, but I'm hoping to really enjoy this one. The next book I plan to read is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. I've heard so many amazing things about this book, how it's just cute and fluffy, and I've heard Becky Albertalli is a great writer. I do plan to read Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda very soon, but I have this one on my shelf and I'm really trying to knock my TBR down, so this is one I will read first. This is all about a girl named Molly who knows a lot about unrequited love. She's had a lot of crushes. She's never really seen them through. She really starts developing feelings for this boy named Will, and she wants him to be her first kiss, but then Molly starts kind of falling for her coworker Reed, who she definitely should not be falling for. He's an awkward Tolkien fan with a season pass to the Ren Fair, so Molly's like, I should not fall for this guy. Why am I falling for this guy? So that's all I know about it. I don't need to know too much going into contemporary books, but I plan to read this one, and I plan to have so many swoon-worthy feelings while reading it. Shaking it up a bit, like I said, I have a ton of contemporary books on my TBR, like tons, so I'm trying not to read all contemporary, so I'm trying to mix it up. I already have an adult thriller in here, and the next book I would like to read is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I have heard nothing but good things about this book, so I am very, very excited to read it. It is very, very thick. It has, how many pages do you have in you? Yeah, it's got like, I'd say, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was like over 500 pages. Whew, this is going to be a very, very interesting month. We shall see. Either way, I don't know much about this book other than it's about a night circus. It's about these two people that have been training to duel each other all their lives, only they kind of fall in love. So it's definitely a trope that I definitely love. So I'm excited to read it. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I'm excited this is a standalone because I do read a lot of series, but I like to read standalones as well because, you know, it's just a one and done type of feel. Like you feel accomplished, that book is now finished. Yeah, either way, I'm excited to read this book because I've just heard a lot about it. Hopefully I can fly through it because it's over 500 pages. Like, it's a hunker, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Another contemporary I plan on reading this month is Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith. Now, I wasn't even planning to read this book at all because I have read a few of Jennifer E. Smith's books way in the past. I read The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight, I've read This Is What Happiness Looks Like, and I've read, I think, another one of hers, and she had a different cover scheme for all of those books, and I didn't really like any of them. So I was kind of like, I'm done with Jennifer E. Smith. Her writing style's not for me. And then I saw this cover. This cover is beautiful. It's unlike her other covers, and I don't know, the plot intrigues me, and this is, I want to try it. I've heard mixed reviews about it. Who knows what I'll feel about it. All I know, it's about this girl who is desperately in love with her best friend Teddy, and on Teddy's birthday she buys him a lottery ticket, and they actually win like millions of dollars. So it's solving a lot of their problems that they have at home. This money really helps, but then they learn that this money is kind of dividing them apart, and it's all about that. It sounds really cute. I hope it's cute. It's definitely a very big contemporary. Like, I don't know how many pages for you. It's like almost 400 pages, which is kind of a good size contemporary. Like, I like longer contemporaries because I fly through them anyway. So I'm excited to read this book. Hopefully I will like it because, like I said, I have not loved her books in the past. The next book I plan to read is one that has been on my shelf for a long time, and that is Replica by Lauren Oliver. This book has been daunting me for months now. Like, every time I look at it, it just shames me of, why haven't you read me yet? And I'm like, I know, I'm horrible. So this is the month I'm going to read it. Replica is a definitely unique book because you can either read it from Lyra's point of view or you can read it from Gemma's point of view. The way I'm going to read this book is I plan to read about 5 chapters of Gemma, then switch it and read 5 chapters of Lyra. You can really read this whatever way you want. I've had some people have said they read one side completely, then read the other side. A lot of people read them different chapters of chapters. I think I've heard a lot of people recommend that you read like 10 chapters at a time of each perspective, so that's what I'm going to do. This is Lauren Oliver's new series. I don't know a lot about it. It's like a sci-fi series almost. It takes place with like in a DNA lab or something of that nature. I don't want to know too much about it. I just want to go into it and have a good time because I do like Lauren Oliver's books. I need to read this book. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And yeah, I'm gonna read this book. And the last book I plan to read is an adult chick lit novel, and that is You're the One That I Want by Giovanna Fletcher. This book I have heard not so many great things about. A lot of people love Giovanna Fletcher's writing, and they mostly love her book Billy and Me, which I do want to read, but I have this one on my TBR shelf, and like I said, I'm all about getting rid of my TBR book, so I want to read this one first. And this is all about a girl named Maddie, and she is like literally about to get married, like about to walk down the aisle to her future husband, only she thinks that she's in love with her future husband and she's in love with her husband's best man, like his best friend. So it's like a love triangle off the gate already. I think it's all about her choosing which one she wants to marry or which one she wants to be with. So I don't really love love triangles, but we'll see how this one goes. I have hopes for it. So there you have it. These are the 9 books, despite one because it's not out yet, that I plan to read this month. Hopefully I can get through it. I'm pretty positive I can, because 4 contemporaries I'm reading, 1 adult chick lit, 1 adult fantasy books, and I would say 2 YA fantasy books, and I have 1 adult thriller book. So I'm really all across the board this month, but the majority are contemporary, and I know I can fly through at least 4 of them very, very quickly. So yeah, I'm excited to read every single book this month. My TBR shelf is kind of looking like a little bit smaller day by day, so that makes me very, very happy. If you have heard of any of these books, or if you've read any of these books, please let me know down in the comments which ones you recommend I read first, if you recommend it at all, what you thought about it. So yeah. If you are reading any books this June, I wish you all the best of luck with your reading month, and I hope it goes well. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.